The business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB is proudly brought to you by
MTN Business Broadband.
First National Bank, Bank of the Changeables.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics.
Designed for the driven.
It's another Thursday morning. Hello, thank you for joining us. This is another edition of 21 Minutes with KKB. Of course, this is the business edition of the show, and so, as we usually do, we speak to quite a number of young, talented, upcoming guys who are doing amazing things in the country and beyond. And so today, I'm privileged to have one of such persons join me for this interaction. Listen, if they say Shabre, yeah, he's one of those people. He's a Shabre, very smart guy, young guy, Charlie, but he's doing amazing things. And the conversation is rather relevant because in my discourse with a number of people who run businesses in the country, it appears to be the case that getting your brand to transcend borders or to be appealing to a number of clients or companies outside the country is usually a problem. Not because you are not doing the business well enough, but perhaps because the positioning of your business, the brand position of your business is a bit of a challenge. So today, we'll use 21 minutes to go through a session. He's an expert when it comes to branding, and he will help put your business on the map. But all of that will happen after this.
When we connect, everything is possible. Whatever seems unreachable becomes even closer. Building partnerships, redefining the norms. Because when we connect, being there becomes possible. And new ideas come to life. Stay ahead and stay connected with MTN Business Broadband. Superior internet solutions that drive your dreams. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
Many thanks for staying with us. Like I said, this is the business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB. My name is Kwabna Chencheheneboati. I said today is a good day for all of us. And so yes, it is a good day because we are going to learn how to position our companies well enough. But even before I introduce my guest, let me always remind you that the show is proudly brought to you by MTN Business. It's your partner for growth. And they keep telling you that, listen, if you're a micro, small scale, medium scale enterprise business owner, Charlie, is tough, we know. Chroma is shit. Things are hard. Yeah. But MTN has something good for you. And they are suggesting that you can't continue spending so much money. Money you don't have, yet you keep spending. No. Think of a package that will put together your SMS data and call plans all into one. It's called the MTN SME Plus package. That's all you need to subscribe to. And once you do that, you're able to cut costs and maximize profits. It's very, very important that you pay attention to this. And so if you're watching now and you are keen on this, you just have to take note of this number. It's 5060. 5060. So pick your phone now. Of course, it's an MTN phone. So yeah, dial star 5060 hash and you just sign up onto that very package. It gives you the opportunity to make free calls to all MTN numbers even on Mondays from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Free calls. And so, what more do you want, right? Do well to subscribe by dialing star 5060 hash today to sign up, or you can also WhatsApp or call the number 0244 308 111 for more information and stay connected everywhere you go. Remember, MTN Business is your partner for growth. Show is also brought to you in partnership with First National Bank, and First National Bank is suggesting that, listen, for your business to go far, you need a partner. They are the right partners for you. What do you have to do? You just have to make the switch today. Switch to First National Bank. And so as part of the various things they are using to welcome you to the bank. When you join the bank, when you switch from one bank to First National Bank, they give you 3 months free banking. And so the 3 months, that money you would have used to pay for service charge, service fee here and all of that, no, they are scrapping all of that for you. And you can use that money for a lot more. And of course, they are also giving you that support system you need as a business in order to grow. What do you have to do? You need to visit any of their branches in Accra, Kumasi, or Takoradi, or call the number 0242 435 050, 0242 435 050. And of course, they'll send one of their friendly business bankers to you to start the switch process. Remember, it's the bank of the changeables. First National Bank, how can we help you? We also have support from the Makers Electronics, and at this very crucial point when a lot of people are keen on speccing up their homes for the Christmas and New Year festivities, what do you have to do? Just walk into any of the shops, Makers Electronics, and just grab anything from television sets to refrigerators to all kinds of things. Any gadget you can think of, just walk in there and they'll give you some very, very cool deals. You'll even be surprised. Of course, MG Motors is also with us. And if you are in Ghana today and you do not drive an MG car, I don't know what it is you are waiting for. At MG, every day is Black Friday. You don't need to wait for a particular day to get good quality cars at affordable prices. Just walk in now for a test drive. MG Motors. Okay. Now, let me speak to the guru himself. He's like I said, he's a young man. For those of you who follow Forbes a bit, he was one of the guys featured on the cover page of the Forbes magazine, 30 Under 30. Yeah. So he's a big deal, right? Sidney Scott Sam. He's the Chief Executive Officer for Workspace Global, and today he's our guest. Sidney. Thanks for having us.
I agree.
You're a big man.
No, not at all, not at
You're
all.
a big man.
It's really good to be here. I really enjoy having these authentic conversations with people like you. Let's get straight into it, man.
Great. So, where should I start from? Let's start by, well, I have known you for a while, but for a long while.
For a long time. For a very, very long time.
But a lot of people don't know what it is I perhaps may know about you. Let's start by getting to know who Sidney Sam is, your background, schooling, I know you did some schooling in Ghana and then subsequently outside the country. Maybe take us through that briefly.
All right, cool. So I always start my story way back in high school, but I mean, I'm a Ghanaian guy, grew up in Hacho.
You don't look like a Ghanaian.
Oh, no. Grew up in Hacho, went to school in Medina, went to Achimota school as well. And then...
Oh, you're in Accra?
I'm in Accra, yes. Gajusberg House, going strong. You know, so, yeah, so... I did that, and then also did University of Ghana. I was in the business school, University of Ghana. That's where I got introduced into my life of business with, I think... Some of you may know the brand Moonlight Cafe way back.
Used to go at Pent, right?
Yes. Well, it wasn't just at Pent. It was in University of Ghana, KNUST, and UCC. So it was a platform for underground artists at the time. Some key people.
FIA used to come through.
FIA used to keep Kiddy's. One of Kiddy's first platforms was on was on Moonlight Cafe, and people in my team used to manage him as well. Before he came. So it's we've done some good work there, so that really defined my university life. Undergraduate, instead of studying, that's what I was doing.
Right.
And then did my master's at the University of Ghana Business School as well. So as I said, Ghana guy. But I did go out of town to do some courses with a few schools abroad. I don't need to mention them here, and that's just generally that's my path.
Okay.
And,
So one would have thought that in doing Moonlight Cafe, it was a bit more entertainment leaning. Why did you not continue in that direction? Why did you do that switch to focus on businesses?
So it's interesting. So Moonlight Cafe for me was not about the entertainment. The entertainment was only the byproduct. So technically Moonlight Cafe was not even my idea. It was the idea of my roommate, Kobe Kumsin, and I was the business brain who brought it to life.
Okay.
So my thing had always been creating sustainable systems, and putting people together and managing them to be able to come up with a product and a business. And that is what led to the gaps that I realized that, listen, when you're running a business and you're thinking about branding, you're not thinking about your strategy, for example, you've had some success working with corporate sponsors, etc., etc. I didn't, because I was not investing in the way I was packaged, the way the brand was packaged. It was all about the work every day and not about and that's what led me to the path of, listen, firstly, entrepreneurship is a big thing. It's something that can drive Africa to where it needs to go. But also branding is a heavy catalyst to take entrepreneurs there. Because for one, I feel like Moonlight Cafe failed or shut down because we weren't thinking enough about our brand and our strategy, and that's what led me to where I am today.
Interesting. So if I understand you correctly, then brand positioning is the main thing not necessarily the main, but one of the key things every business must focus on.
It's so essential. So, the first thing is everybody works with you because of what they think about you. It's when you're going to marry, when you're going for interviews, it's all about the impression that you create, right? And then the second thing I always say is that whether you are working on building your brand or not, you are growing a brand. So if you're not investing in what that impression is, you are really shooting yourself in the foot, because you realize that years of work will just lead to, just either people not knowing you, people knowing the wrong thing about you, etc., etc. So branding is so important. It's the difference between 2 packs of energy drink or 2 packs of shea butter, and why you pay 40 cedis for one and pay 10 cedis for one. That is something that exists up here.
So like an Apple and a Samsung.
Well, that's an interesting one, but that's not only a branding conversation.
Okay.
You get what I mean? But as you can tell, if Apple should shut down today, burn all their factories, burn all their, they still have that brand for people to say, listen, I would even give you $100 million just because of who you've been and what we think about you. That's how powerful a brand is. And in Africa or in Ghana, I know that that's something that a lot more people are thinking about. But like many things, if you do it without professional help or learning really about it, you could mess it up quite badly.
Okay.
So that's why
it's good. We'll come to the nitty-gritties of it and how you've managed to even help a number of brands. I've seen some of your work, and it's amazing how you are helping a lot of these companies, even outside the country, outside Ghana, a number of companies in Kenya, Nigeria, and the like. Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. But there's this perception, there's this thing about, is the fake it till you make it mentality.
Right.
How important is that to a micro, small scale, medium business?
So I don't think faking it is the right word to use, right? But you have to create an impression, So I believe that firstly, brand positioning is the space in the customer's mind or in your partner's mind that you occupy, basically. Decide what you want that to be, right? What emotion do you want people to feel when they connect with you? So if, let's say, contributing to your Instagram or contributing to conversations influences that perception, I don't think it's faking it. Do you get what I mean? Because as long as you can deliver on your promise, when somebody calls you and goes like, I saw what you said, can you do it for me? And then you can actually do it. That's fine. But when you do beyond that, then you are, because there's an issue with failing to deliver your promise.
Right.
Do you get what I mean? So that's where that.
Let me give you you've given me a diplomatic answer, but let me give you a scenario here, where there's a young lady who has started something quite well, and is going for maybe a high-powered delegation meeting because perhaps someone may have seen or heard something she did and feels that, let me invite this lady on, let's see whether we could even partner with her. Now, I hear a lot of people say the Nigerians are very focused on this, that if it means they will rent a car and pay 10,000 or 20,000 naira to move the car there, to dress and look the part, smell the part, and get there, convince you and get the gig, they're done. There's the other perception now, the other school of thought that, listen, go in as who you are and do what you have to do. At what point do exactly, because it's I don't know. You are the expert.
I mean, I mean, so to be honest, I go with the second, about being authentic, because the world is tired of, stories and this flamboyance and stuff like that. I feel people want to deal with real people, and if people don't want to deal with you for who you are, then they probably are, either you are not ready to work with them, or they are not ready to work with you.
There's also this thing about how people will just brush you aside just by looking at you. Your appearance may not be what they expect, and so
appearance is a different conversation, because appearance you can control, right? Going to rent a car is an investment. It's a business decision.
It's an investment
that you don't know if you can sustain, because prospecting in business, if you're going to do 10 meetings, are you going to rent a car for 20,000 cedis every time you're going to go? You get it? So that's where people need to draw the line. It needs to be sustainable. It needs to be authentic. What you can control in terms of how you look, and all those things do create an impression. But if you overextend yourself, you're digging a hole. So that fake it till you make it thing, there's a problem with that thinking. I always say that for young Africans, there's one currency that everybody understands, which is value. Okay, within 5 seconds of interacting with anybody, give them value, help their lives in some way, give them some information, you know, that they can go away and go like, if it wasn't for this person, I wouldn't have thought about it. That is the branding you need to, you know, to invest in. That's what you should invest in. So if you haven't read before you go to a meeting, it's a bigger problem than the suit you're wearing. Do you get what I mean? But you can go to a meeting and within 5 minutes create an impression, and that person is going to go like, listen, I'm going to work with you. So that's what people should be thinking about.
When we connect, everything is possible. Whatever seems unreachable becomes even closer. Building partnerships, redefining the norms. Because when we connect, being there becomes possible, and new ideas come to life. Stay ahead and stay connected with MTN Business Broadband. Superior internet solutions that drive your dreams. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
Kwajo, I wish you well on your new job and place. Be fine.
Hello, Grandpa.
My grandson, I learned you are leaving your father's hacienda to go and increase your standard of living to an astronomical quotient. I believe that you are trying to bless him. This is my pneumatological aberration. From the Abinkunabolis to the eschatological divinity. I bought you these from the Makers Electronics Company Limited. Take it. Go forth and conquer.
My son, when you receive your first salary, the next line of action, make sure so be to the Makers Electronics Company Limited.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Our Taifa Highway. Obesan Womo. Our Amasaman Zongo Junction. Ashraman so Omo Vaco Flats. Kumasi. Ahinima Kokobe. The Makers Emma up to 67% discount. Fred the Makers Electronics Company Limited is here. 055 22 253 and 055 22 254. The count is here. Called the Makers Electronics Company Limited. The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics.
From weekend warrior to workhorse, when you get behind the wheel of the new MG ZS. The luxurious sedan experience meets the rugged frontier spirit of the SUV. Indulgently generous interiors, hill start assist system for unwanted uphill traffic, and the touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay for easy mobile phone. Designed for the driven.
Let's take a look at some of the work you've done. I know you've done some marvelous work for a lot of these UNICEF and the like, you know, very huge companies and the like. How do you do it? How do you get these affiliations?
So I will take 2 steps back and then talk about the business that I am running because it's evolved over the years. So Workspace Global started out as a branding agency. So a group of people, great minds coming together. If you are a startup or an entrepreneur who needs support, you can come to us. If you're an organization also who needs support to specifically integrate your brand in Africa or in Ghana. So that's the space that we occupy. You know, most people are coming in and they want somebody who understands the market and how to integrate that, right? However, we've evolved over time. So now we're delivering a service, an online service, or we call it a marketplace, because we're looking to tackle Africa's unemployment problem. So that's the main thing at our core. The idea is we're tackling unemployment on 2 fronts, entrepreneurship and then creating remote work opportunities for these creators, graphic designers, copywriters, etc., etc. So now, instead of hiring 12 guys, 18 guys, like 20, a team of 20. We're hiring hundreds of people within Africa, especially focusing in Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, to be able to work from their homes, but they can contribute to the service that we're giving to startups, entrepreneurs, etc., etc. Now, the thing is, if you, Chen, wanted to start a business, to invest in a website, branding, you would pay a lot of money if you were working with an agency, right? Or you could work with different freelancers, but then you're on the call here, you're doing this because you're working with 10 different people. Now we're saying we have a platform where you can do all of this in one place. You don't have to talk to anyone, aside your customer success manager, who is there to just help you do that. You interact with that platform, purchase the service, fill questions the way you want to fill them. And makes it even nicer because now you can, those fun activities like brainstorming, you can pick your colors and things like that. It allows you to do all of that. So by the time you are done, we know everything we need to know about you. Then within our team, we digest it and then put it together and deliver it to the people who do the work. So we manage the relationship between both sides. And that's how we're different from talent marketplaces like Upwork or freelancer.com, because we realize that also for the remote workers, they struggle with customer service. They struggle with finding business. Charlie, if I know how to do design, I want to just open my computer and just do the design. I don't want to be, do you know what I mean? So we serve them, but we also serve these organizations. Now,
so, okay.
Yes.
At that
point, yes.
So you essentially, so let's say there's a business owner.
Yes.
Who has a vision. There are some people who are not clear in their minds what it is they even want to do. Do you offer specialized services for such people also?
Yes, we do. So the beautiful thing is, all you have to do is go on workspaceglobal.com and then you sign up. Now, as soon as you sign up, we do something we call a discovery call. So that's free. So it's a 30-minute consultation session that just allows you to talk. Just talk to us. And we would help break down what you are trying to do, the purpose, the brand angle that you're looking to occupy. So we do that. And if the person wants to continue those conversations, they pay us for small consultation services to support you throughout. However, once you pay for any of our services, you have a customer success manager that you can technically talk to anytime. So they're always there to go like, hey, Charlie, I have an idea. What do you think I should do? They are there to support you throughout. So that's how that service works.
Okay. So now tell us how you've used all of this to
connect with
connections
crazy
with all of these major brands.
So the beautiful thing is we are an impact-driven company. And one thing that I've realized that global brands are very passionate about is creating impact. So what we tell them is that every time you work with us, you are subsidizing the fees for entrepreneurs elsewhere. So that's been the major conversation starter between the World Bank, Mest, Johnny Walker, all the brands that we've supported. Our work is good, but now I'm very proud to say Ghana especially is offering global quality work with some of the agencies that we're working with. So the first thing is that we're very impact driven. The second thing is that we're very person driven, because sometimes people are looking to solve problems that not many people are taking their time to listen to, you get it? And that's really where it is. So we had been doing that, and we're very open with partnerships. Okay, so we're fine to work with agencies, so they can give us some of their work and stuff like that. And that has allowed us to be able to enter other networks to have these conversations. Lastly, my personal brand is, I think, one of our strongest assets, because I have spoken on world stages. Yes, exactly. So people love what I do and what I'm trying to do and go like, listen, I want to work with your team based on that. And that's just been the conversation starter. Finally, the grace of God. I don't think there's much that we've done that hasn't been led by, a bit of spirit, a bit of divine. I know there's a lot of controversy out there, but I'm still a very, very, very staunch believer in, I would say staunch Christian, but a strong believer in, in
So you're not a Christian?
I am a Christian, but I'm just saying that I'm working on it, we're growing. Right. So that's basically it. I would just say that there's been a lot of grace in our journey, and that's what has led us to where we are today.
In Ghana, there are a lot of projects, interventions that the government has put in place to see a lot of businesses succeed, from seed capital to incubator programs to this, a number of them. Some way, somehow, a number of these businesses are still not succeeding.
Yes.
What's the problem, and how can you help?
So, me personally, I feel like my calling on this earth is to help people see clearly, okay? People miss the point of why you are an entrepreneur or a business. You are here to solve a problem. That is all you're doing. As part of that, you make money, right? But people miss the problem part and focus on the money-making part, you know, and then sometimes the flamboyance and all the things that come with being an entrepreneur. So people start businesses, they get access to capital, etc., and then they start focusing on either sometimes business deals or, you know, and just expanding and scaling without remembering the purpose for why you began. So when people do consultation sessions with me, I always ask you, why did you start? Have you asked the person you are trying to help, what exactly do they need? It's not about your innovation. It's about real problems on the ground that you can innovatively solve at a price people are willing to pay. Do you get what I mean? So when people grow, because I always say money is a big distraction. When you make, like when we crossed our first 1 million city turnover, that's when we started messing up because we started getting lost in other things, you know, deals, etc., But you always come back to, why did you start? Who are you trying to help? What you are saying, do they need it? Do you get what I mean? Do they actually need it? And once you're able to always bring yourself back to the real bottom line, how many individuals along your journey have you actually impacted? That's where you remember how business is done. When you're not doing that, trust me, just a matter of years, you start making losses. You can't even build an authentic brand because that's not why. When you wake up in the morning, you're not trying to help, you know, so that's a big thing that people think needs.
So from the people who go seeking these kinds of support from government to the government itself, we are not very clear in our minds
what we are
trying to do. That appears to be the problem.
Yes, exactly. Even the people who are, I can't mention any names, but then some people give capital for the purpose of saying they gave capital.
Yeah, that's true.
Not
very,
really.
very true.
Do you get what I mean? You know, it's a tick in the you know. So these are some of the things that they're distracting us and taking us a bit away from the purpose of entrepreneurship. You know, it's a real problem. This thing that you've read.
I feel it's a serious issue. That's why I'm actually and so I want to know how you can help because I'm in touch with a number of people and a number of agencies, and it appears to be a really serious problem because some have sunk huge sums of money into projects, and 3, 4, 5 years down the line, they're still not clear where the thing is going.
Exactly.
You know.
So what I would say, I mean, Workspace is the main institution that I run this to. That's supposed to help businesses grow strong brands, African businesses, and then also help creators find work. But then I also run a social enterprise called Open Space. Okay, so Open Space is a non-profit, and which is conversations for living better. That's what we do. So we bring business professionals together and we talk about the real issues on the ground, about mindset, about purpose, about clarity, all these things, okay? So we are looking for ways to collaborate with people. You can either pay us to consult, you know, with you, or you can partner us to talk to the people you're trying to impact. Sometimes just expose us to the things that you're doing, and we would be open to, you know, dissecting the issues, identifying these issues, because everybody needs help. Even I need help. You get what I mean? So bring us in. You know, we have a very competent team that can, you know, get in, have these conversations, allow you to analyze and build strategies to prevent the problems that people are facing. So Workspace Global, you can check it out, workspaceglobal.com and then openspaceglobal.org. Those are the two vehicles that I'm using to be able to support problems like this.
Sidney Scott Sam, I'll say he's a brand expert. Yes. He's very good at positioning brands. And today he's taking us through a few things to let us know that, listen, your brand positioning is very important. You can have the best product on the market. If you don't position the brand well enough, people will not appreciate the value you are offering. And so they will see it as, it's one of those things, right? Even for the various interviews you see on YouTube like this, not a lot of people have a lot of partners like we do. But we thank God and we thank Sidney and co for helping us get this far. And so mention that we said www.workspaceglobal.com.
Yes.
Okay, and the other one is
openspaceglobal.org. Yes.
openspaceglobal.org. Yes. Okay, so you can check out workspaceglobal.com right now, sign up, and have a simple interaction with them. They say 30 minutes for free. Just talk. Feel free. You see, sometimes the ideas come in, it's all cluttered in your mind. All they're saying is pick a phone, call them, and feel free to say anything you want to say. Theirs is to listen. in Africa, we don't like to listen.
This matter.
People don't listen. People don't listen.
Yeah.
But our Workspace Global, they say they want to listen. So just call them. And they will tease out all the key things they think you will need, and then fashion out something from that.
Yeah.
Package it and present it to you. If it's something you want, why not? Then they go ahead and market it to the rest of the world. Sidney, any word to people watching now before we wrap up?
So as the year is ending, it's the end of 2021, and a lot of us are living on autopilot. I think each of us need to look within ourselves, especially because we've done so many amazing things, and ask why we're doing the things that we're doing. How is it benefiting others, and how is it benefiting my life? If you can have that conversation with yourself, write a few notes down, and restart the year, I think you can go further to do so much more. And don't be afraid to ask for help, when you need it. Each of us need help, and I think that's just what it is. That's, if we're all working together, we can just achieve great things in Ghana and around the world. Thank you so much.
Sidney, I have a simple question to ask just before I go, right?
Yeah.
For people who they need your expertise, but they can't afford. I know it's very affordable though, but not everybody may be in a position to afford, perhaps even immediately. Maybe do you have a system that perhaps helps these people?
So what we do is that when you sign up to Workspace, whether or not you become a paying customer, you enter a community where we send you brand tips. We organize free master classes as well that you can join. So just sign up onto the website and it puts you in that community, and we'll be able to support you. Even if it's not directly, you'd be able to get that value to help you along your business journey. Yeah.
Okay. So there you have it. That's a free tip for you. This is our pre-Christmas bonus. So enjoy it, and but more importantly, just visit that website and sign up today. And I'm sure there's a lot more you can help your business with once you get there. Sidney Scott Sam, Chief Executive Officer for Workspace Global, has been our guest today on 21 Minutes with KKB, the business edition of the show. The show was proudly brought to you by MTN Business, your partner for growth, also with support from First National Bank, the Bank of the Changeables. Again, we had support from MG Motors and the Makers Electronics. I keep saying anytime I speak to this gentleman, it's like, Charlie, I think I am 15 light years behind a lot of people. You have to find a way of bridging the gap. But yeah, you'll get there. Don't worry. It's a step at a time. The first step now is to sign up. The next step also will be to subscribe to the YouTube channel and then do well to watch a lot of the videos we bring, because we do not just bring you any ordinary conversation. We bring you things that will be of relevance to you. So keep watching. But for now, my name is Kwabena Chenchen, and I'll see you soon, hopefully, with another guest you expected.
The business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB was proudly brought to you by
MTN Business Broadband.
First National Bank, Bank of the Changeables.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics.
Designed for the driven.